Now remember last time I talked about solving quadratic equations and by factorising, and I told you that not all quadratics factorise, so we need another method, and this method's going to be completing the square. So basically we'll start off with an expression of this form: ax squared plus bx plus c, and a, b and c are constants, and we want to express it as a perfect square like this, and p and c are constants here. So here what I want to do is I want to find some constant here to add on to make a perfect square. So here's the method. I take out the factor a, and if there isn't any I just move on to step 2. I halve this coefficient here b, and then I square it, and then I add b to both sides, and then I express it as a perfect square in this form shown up here. So let's do some examples. So I'll do step 2 first on this one because I've got no a, because that's no number there in front of the x squared. So I halve this 4 and I get 2, then I square that and I get 4. So I add on 4. So then to write that as a perfect square, that's going to be x plus 2 squared. And you find out that if you do this, you'll end up with x squared plus 4x plus 4. And that's how you can find out that I've done it right. Next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide this minus 2 by 2. And then I get minus 1. I square minus 1. And I get 1. And again, you can put that in a bracket. Like this. And you square it. And you find out that I've done it right because you get x squared minus 2x plus 1. So, yeah. And this one here, I'm going to halve that. Now this is just going to be quite a nasty one. I have to write that as 7 minus 7 halves. Then when I square that, I square the top and the bottom. I get 49 quarters. Right, now here's the nasty one. Nasty ones where we'll have to take out the factor. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to... Oh dear, let's see if I've got enough room. 9. Now I've got x squared. I'm going to divide this by 9, so I get 6 9ths x. And then what I want to do is I can simplify that, so then that's 2/3 x. That's from this question so that you don't get confused. I halve that, I get 1/3, I square it, I get 1/9, which should be the answer. I hope I haven't got this wrong, but it should be fine. Right, I'm going to have to rub some of this out for the last example here, so that's the answer for, those are the answers for problems, anyway. And we're going to do this last problem here, 9x squared minus 4x. I'm going to take out the factor 9. I'm going to divide this by 9. I'm going to halve it, get minus 2/9. I'm going to square that, and I'm going to get 4/81. That's what answer. So, now, when you multiply these out, you put this number on the end, and what you're multiplying out is, I showed you before, so you can do it and check it. But remember, this time we've got a factor outside the 9, So we'll multiply out the brackets first, and then we'll multiply everything that we've done, that we've squared by 9. And you should get the answer that I told you before. So this is the method. You take out the factor A, and then if there's no A, you move on to step 2. You half B and you square it, and we don't really have to do this step B. Step 3 here. So, but yeah, it's the idea. And then we'll express as a perfect square. So that's the idea, that's what completing the square is. And next time we're going to actually use this method to solve quadratic equations.